I guess one of the main things that, Coach Scott was came and sat next to me, and he's like, I know it feels like everything's moving fast right now. He's like, but it's really not. You just, trust what's going on. Just sit back there and everything will be fine. But I mean, other than that, it wasn't really too much said. It's kind of one of the things where it wasn't too much stress going on in the locker room at halftime. And I feel like that's one of the best things about it, because it's like a different atmosphere in there, And then we come out and play our game, and everything, it works out. And that's been one of the best things about this type of team and this type of offense, because it's steadily coming along, and it's not going to always be perfect, but when things start to click, they definitely do. And just got to keep working this week and get better.
Is it fair to say that this was a big learning experience for you in week one, game one, as a starting quarterback here?
Yeah, definitely. And one of the things Coach Sweeney stressed was and Coach Morris as well, was we might face some adversity, and it depends on how you come back from that. And you always want to try to have a perfect game as a whole unit. But I mean, I really feel like we grew a lot as this first game goes, and hopefully we take this as an experience and learn from it, so that it won't really happen again these weeks coming. So I mean, we just gotta keep getting better this week and just working.
Josh, do you know how many times that a run play was called and you ended up throwing? Coach Sweeney mentioned a 13-yard pass to DeAndre. You thought it was a running play, and then you saw coverage, and so you threw it.
Yeah, about 4 times, and that's one of the things. Coach Morris is pretty lean about that, and we feel like we can take yards. It's there, we might as well take him. And like I said, that's what changed from the first half between the second half as well. I feel like we all pressed a little bit in the first half, and second half we came back and just took what was available. And that's just one of the things that we have to keep working on as a unit.
So you were kind of making it too hard in the first half of the game?
Yeah, I would think so. Look back at the film, and there's a lot of yards in that field, a lot of points, So, and you still score 43. That's one of the best parts about it. And this offense has endless capabilities. So, I mean, as long as we don't make the same mistakes each week and in and out, it'll be fine.
I've heard or read a couple of guys say that you had a kind of a glazed over look in your eyes in the first half and at halftime. Describe your take on that in terms of, were you just kind of focusing? Was it just you were just trying to stay calm and that's how you were looking?
Yeah, I don't really think I had a look. Somebody was like, I looked into his eyes. Well, I had a mirror of eyes on, so it ain't really too much into that. So I mean, people, you kind of got to take what's there or not. And I felt like I was the same way the whole game. Just had to get into a rhythm, settle down. And I mean, that's things that kind of keep. The more you play and the more you get in the field. But other than that, I really think I was looked the same way the whole game.
So you don't feel like your nerves got the better of you or anything in the first half there?
I wouldn't say I was nervous, but I mean, at the same time, I felt like I just had to find a groove and settle down a little bit. But it wasn't to the point where I was like, oh man, things are just crazy out here. It wasn't none of that. It was just, just finding out what's going on, figuring out, and just take it from there.
So maybe it's one of those things where people see the offense in clicking and they think, oh, we got a first-time starting quarterback and he's just nervous and needs to settle down. You think it was more just the offense wasn't really clicking at that point?
Yeah, it's just something that we had to establish as a unit. And I mean, it could be, personally, I really don't know. And like I said, we're going to have a lot of tests this season as well. So, I mean, one of the things we have to know is that, it's not the end of the world if we get some, bad situation. But at the same time, we got to do better as well, especially in that first half with the 3 and outs. That put a bind on the defense. Those guys play a lot, and it was tired. It was hot out there, So, I mean, we got to help each other out as a whole, offensively and defensively. So, I mean, things are coming together, and I think we keep working, things work out fine for us this year.
After Coach Morris has kind of looked over the film and talked to you about what he's seen after a couple days after the game, was there anything different than what he told you maybe right after the game on Saturday?
No, it was pretty much same story. I mean, everybody kind of had this feeling that it was a sluggish first half, which it really was, And that's the thing. I can't really tell you one thing. It wasn't one thing that you could point at. Like I said, I definitely felt like I improved my play in the second half than the first half, but I feel like things changed as a whole. So I mean, Coach might have had to settle down. The whole unit might have had to settle down. So I mean, that's the thing. We're a unit, and just got to keep working from there.
How can you start week 2 the way that you ended week 1? What do you have to do to make sure you start out a little faster this week, you think?
Just preparation. I said Troy was a really good team. I mean, those guys win the Sun Belt, every year, and at the same time, it's just we shouldn't have to worry about the opponent that we're playing and just execute what we're doing. It was some plays where, I might be trying to hit the deep ball to Dwayne or something, and I got to check down right there, and that's just things that I have to learn on the fly. So just take what's there and steadily move from there. And I think what they say, Phillip Rivers was like the check down king or something like that. I don't really want to get to that point, but I do want to take some shots, man. But like I said, it just comes with time, and I really feel like things are going to be for the better.
Speaking of Dwayne Allen, he said he told you jokes on the sidelines to kind of loosen you up. I don't know if that was a help or a hindrance.
Oh yeah, definitely help. I mean, he's one of those type of guys. I mean, and it's a person I learned so much from. I mean, he's a veteran guy. He was here with me the whole summer working, so I mean, I definitely got a lot of respect for him, and it's just one of those guys that you can come to on the sideline and be like, what do you see out there? And he'll let you know as well. So it's like another coach out there in the field just because of the type of person he is. So I mean, it's great having him out there with me.
What can this passing game do? You've got some guys who haven't even been really worked into it yet.
Right.
What's the potential going to be?
It can explode. Like I said, it's so much potential. I mean, even when you get guys like Martavis worked in there a little bit more, you see what type of ability he has after the catch, and we didn't even get Bryce worked in there yet. It's so much going on, man. And we get Joe Craig back for the Florida State game, and it's just more speed. And I really do feel like we'll have the fastest receivers in the ACC and maybe some in the country, And I mean, no disrespect to anybody else, but I mean, I feel like people can see that. So it's definitely going to be explosive, and we just got to keep working and taking what's there.
You seen Joe come on in practice?
Yeah, and he even looks a little bit faster. He told me I thought he was joking at first, but he definitely is a little quicker, man. So I mean, you used to add him into the mix with all the guys like that, and even we didn't even get Newt in the point where we didn't even put him in situations to go deep. And once those guys start getting in the mix, everything's gonna be fine, man. So it should be good.
Who wins the race between Bellamy, Craig, and Hawkins?
I don't know. That's close. I mean, that's close. Cause you got to throw Martavis in there too. Like he's deceptively like usually tall guys just look like they stride, but his legs move really fast for him to be 6'5", 6'6". So he might be up there, man. So it's just so exciting, man. These guys really, it's been fun working with them. And like I said, man, Samuel's talking. He's like, we got a first start together, and it's gonna be good, man. So I mean, these guys are really pressing and working really hard. And like I said, Bellamy, you see the type of player he can be as well. So once everybody figure out what's going on, I really feel like this offense has no limits to it.
Was that first drive last week almost too easy? I mean, you see teams score early sometimes on a kickoff return to open the game or go right down the field. Did that maybe give you a false sense of confidence early on?
Yeah, I think it did to everybody. I mean, as soon as Sammy split, I was like, oh, we're gonna score 80. And that's just the type of feel you get, and that could have hindered a little bit more. Not really getting to a rhythm. So, I mean, expecting to score every play is something that we all want to see, the fans want to see, but like at the same time, it's still still college football. Like no matter who we're playing against, there's still players out there on the field. So, I mean, we just gotta keep working and taking what's there.
How much of the playbook do you think you guys used in the second half? Because Morris said kind of scaled it back to get some rhythm going there.
We we opened it up some, but not nearly what we have in the playbook. And like we do got a lot of weapons in the arsenal, so it should be fun, man. And, it's gonna be a treat, man. And like I said, working with Coach Morris is great. I mean, those guys come to you, during the game. Coach Sweeney come to you during the game and after the game. They got a lot of confidence in you, and that gives you the confidence as well. So that's one of the biggest things I got from these coaches is when they feel like, you can make plays happen, it gives you that sense of hope as well. So, I mean, like I said, it's really been great playing for them and working with them.
All right. Appreciate the time.
A few questions.